Hello and welcome to the Adansonia Capital Global Opportunities Portfolio Update for February 2024. Our disclaimer, please read it at your leisure. To move forward, I'll take it as read. So the performance of the portfolio continues to be strong. We finished calendar 2023 on a high note and have started 2024 in the same vein with a strong month in an absolute sense and also in a relative sense versus our index. Pleasingly, in January we have hit our 5-year numbers. So the product has now been available for 5 years, and essentially we are very pleased with the performance that we've delivered over that 5-year period. I'll talk about what we've had to face in the final slide, but it's been a very volatile time for markets, and it's pretty much I guess tested and evidenced that our investment approach works and can handle risk and handle both volatile markets to the up and downside. Anyway, as I said, the performance has continued to be pleasing. At the end of January 2024, we did trade several shares. We reduced weightings in actually I got a list here, sorry. Reduced weightings in Alphabet, MasterCard, Taiwan Semiconductors, and Uber, simply because of the performance of these shares and the valuations, the alpha that we sort of saw in the shares at those levels. As I said, we reduced the holdings, did not exit them. That lifted cash levels in the portfolio to around 12.5%, and we still have 14 shares in the portfolio. For January and February, we've had reporting season. Reporting season has generally been relatively lackluster. We're seeing margin compression, obviously due to inflationary forces, and also that there's a lot of expectation built into these shares. Year-on-year growth for the period has been also below average, but there has been now year-on-year growth. Essentially, it was not looking to be the case at the start of reporting season, largely through the financial companies. Pleasingly, our companies in the portfolio have had very good reports, and we've seen strong gains in shares like Louis Vuitton, LVMH, Taiwan Semiconductors, Uber, so again, I'm confident that we'll also have a very strong February report to talk about in a few weeks' time. Anyway, look, as I said, from inception, our just a chart of our performance versus the our benchmark. Again, we're very pleased with this, and again, a 5-year performance track record now to talk to. So as I mentioned before, there's been a lot thrown at the portfolio over the last 5 years, and I've just taken the liberty of making a bit of a list. This obviously isn't exhaustive, but when you actually have a look at what we've had to fare, I think it basically attests to our ability and the approach that we have to essentially deliver what we say, which is participate strongly in the upside of markets and preserve capital in falling markets. And again, we've really had the kitchen sink thrown at us over the last 5 years, from synchronized global slowdown to COVID, what you call economies closing, a stock market crash, a recession, yield curves basically inverting and going to negative. Yield curves inverting, real yields or real interest rates going negative. We've had obviously wars. We've had an oil war. Essentially, tremendous amount of stimulus thrown at economies. Effectively, a reopening. What do you call it? The Biden election, Trump impeachment. What you call it? Then obviously inflationary forces from a tremendous amount of stimulus that's been thrown at economies, which has obviously been helped by supply constraints from the Russia invasion of Ukraine. The strongest pace of monetary tightening, since the 1980s. leading, trying to combat inflation, and now we're basically dealing with a second war in Gaza. And the index or the markets are bouncing off record highs. It's been really quite a volatile market to navigate, and we're pleased with the way we've done it. Anyway, look, as I said, a little bit of a look backwards, but moving forwards, we're confident that the portfolio will continue to deliver. In saying that, obviously, I have to warn that past performance is not a guide or reliable guide of future performance. Anyway, as always, Tony and I are available or free to chat. Our contact details are at the bottom of this slide. Failing that, we will be in touch again with the March update in several weeks. Okay, thank you very much. Bye.